Planning to uplift your AFL game? Well, here's all you need to know. Welcome to Expert Talks. This is a show where we bring you live interviews with experts and industry leaders from right across the globe to inspire you to achieve your success. I'm Rose Jacobs. Thanks for joining me. Aussies are passionate about football. The Australian Football League gives opportunities to young players to explore their capabilities and showcase their talent. However, there's much more than that the players need to know before appearing for the game. So today we have a special guest on our show who will be guiding us more on the subject. Andrew Rains, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, Andrew, you're the founder and CEO of OneOnOne Football and also a mentor and a speaker. You're also a former Richmond, Brisbane and Gold Coast player, as well as the current Gold Coast Suns Academy head coach. You're a busy guy.
I am busy. I've been in the AFL industry a long time as a player, a coach, and obviously launching the business a couple of years ago now. I'm obviously put a few hats on from time to time, but I like to keep busy and still relatively young, so enjoying it.
So that's the secret. Okay, well, let's start off by getting a better idea of your OneOnOne investment here. And this is, interestingly, I believe it's an online platform. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, so it's an online platform that connects AFL accredited coaches with footballers Australia-wide. We've got a lot of ex-AFL players who are some big names, the likes of Simon Black, Jason Ackermanis, Shane Woden over in the West, Josh Fraser in Melbourne, to name a few. They're sort of some of the big names. We also do have some really good community coaches that are on the platform too. So essentially, football logs on, enters where their suburb or region may be, and a coach will pop up in that area. Each coach has got a different price based on their expertise and accreditation levels, and you book a one-on-one session for that footballer and link it with that coach. It's all on the system, a really good platform, really well designed. We also do small group sessions, which is obviously a really good thing to have too if your brother and sister want to join in the one session with the coach.
So would you say there are any prerequisites in terms of age or ability for the players when they're looking for their ideal match in the coach?
We've had players footballers from 5-6 years of age all the way through to 48 years of age, female women playing in a Masters competition in Melbourne. That's how broad it can be. But our main sort of market is around sort of 10 to sort of 18 years of age. That's sort of on the cusp of an AFL sort of dream. Again, we don't try and sell any AFL dreams. It is a tough game to obviously get to the top, but everyone finds their level, and I think everyone deserves to have access to individualised coaching, because obviously the group coaching sometimes can get a bit diluted. There's a need for it. Obviously, you need to play in that team environment, but you also do need to complement it with that individual specific work.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like a really bespoke experience for anyone that is in that formative stage, as you've explained. And I believe you're also personally connected with quite a few of these coaches that you're handpicking and you're sourcing the best in the country. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, exactly. So to name a few of those names before, obviously I've had a fair bit to do with them, whether I've played with them or played against them, and also involved in the AFL system still in coaching. So I do have a lot of contacts in that sort of industry and handpicking myself. But we do get some coaches. Obviously now we are quite a large platform. We've got about, I think, around over 2,500 registered footballers and about 180 active coaches on the platform. So we do get coaches that want to jump on board and do a bit of coaching and also earn a little passive income for themselves and do something they actually really enjoy and get benefits out of. So, by handpicking and also to obviously advertising our services has paid off with recruiting coaches. Brilliant.
So let's discuss that importance of being involved in the sports on a regular basis. As you mentioned, you're aware that you have spent a significant amount of time on the field yourself. And so what message would you convey to an aspiring footballer who's watching this show?
I'd say just to find your niche and find what you're really good at. I think a lot of coaches these days talk about trying to find, we call like a weapon, like your asset and like your arsenal, what you're actually going to be really good at. I think in the past we've actually focused on what you're actually not good at and trying to get better in those areas. So you might be an average runner and you might never be the best runner in the team, but you might have a really good kick. And to be a really good kick, you want to stand out and be the best in the team to actually stand out and hopefully fulfill that dream of playing AFL football or the best level possible. So we definitely are big on obviously focusing on what you're doing, and to get better at that, you do need personalised and individualised approach. And the other one too is what we find is parents. Obviously, some parents have got a good background in football, but sometimes their kids, I'm sure we're aware of, don't listen to their parents. So it's another good breakup by sending their kid to a really independent source and a coach that obviously they're going to listen to and get a fair bit out of.
So as you mentioned, there's that personalised experience. I'm curious to know, is it really just about your technique on that physical level, or are some of these up-and-coming players receiving advice on how to have the best nutrition and how often to train, all the aspects that make you a better athlete?
Yeah, it is. So probably part of the registration process, when they get an opportunity to message the coach via the platform, they get notified and they probably introduce themselves, and they actually got a profile they fill in on registration. So the coach can look at that, go, okay, it's 13 years of age, female, who's just started the game, she needs to work on her kicking. So the coach already knows what he needs to obviously focus on before he goes to the session. He can really plan according to the needs of the footballer. So that's one of the things that we've built into our database and obviously our platform. So it gives the coaches a bit of a heads up before they're planning the session, because you're right, every football is different, every person's different, and everyone wants a bit of a different outcome. So
at OneOnOne Football, would you say that you have a set criteria when you are picking the best coaches for the players?
There is a set criteria. Obviously, it'll be accredited with the AFL body, the governing body, with the coaching accreditation. That varies from level 1 to level 4. And then also to working with children card, which is really important. So they're the prerequisites. But then also to, I'll sort of interview even though we're getting bigger and bigger, I'll try and sit down or virtually or on a phone call with the coach about half an hour to sort of see, if they're the right fit for our platform, because obviously reaching far and wide through every state and territory where we've done sessions, we do have coverage throughout the whole of Australia. You've got to make sure you're very confident about.
Okay, just bringing you back to one more question just before we wrap up. But when a coach joins OneOnOne Football, what would be some of the benefits for them, other than the obvious rewards of seeing some of these young players grow?
Yeah, the benefits would be exactly out of the session, obviously getting to engage and really fulfilling. It's a really rewarding type of work. But the main thing would be is that I didn't invent this groundbreaking platform. I think there's an idea that sort of came to me to centralise everything. I think one-on-ones and personal training and things like that have obviously been going on in the past, but it's essentially where a coach may not want to do all his invoices, may not want to do his marketing, may not want to sign up and pay X amount a year on insurance. They just want to rock up to their session. They want to meet the player. They don't want to obviously try and generate too many leads. They can do that, but we take care of a lot of that. We take care of the insurance. We take care of generating leads through our various marketing streams, and then we obviously take care of the booking, the availability, and the payment system. So essentially, all they've got to do is really focus on their coaching. So that's sort of how we, I suppose, cater for the coaches jumping on board.
You've certainly streamlined that process for them. And so does this mean, Andrew, that we can expect to see the AFL game improving to the next level here in Australia with all of these new skills that will come about as a result of your company?
Yeah, we'd like to think so, hopefully. And it just complements what they're doing at club football, complements what they're doing if they're playing representative football and there are other coaches. Again, we don't think we're trying to take over in any sense. We're just here to really facilitate and connect, like-minded people that really want to get better. And the other thing too is just not, I think you touched on before, not just about the skills, it's about other things involved and experiences that some of our coaches have been through. Someone to look up to, and that mentoring thing, that's really important this day and age, to have a really strong mentor. And we definitely cater for that. So you can definitely see some up-and-coming players and hopefully get them off their Nintendos or Xboxes or whatever, and they can come out and have a kick with our coaches.
We look forward to seeing that. Andrew, thank you so much for your time today on Expert Talks. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Andrew Rains, CEO of OneOnOne Football, and that's it for Expert Talks today. I'm Rose Jacobs. Thanks for joining me here at Kalkine TV.